Hey everyone, this is Sayoxy from Triangle Gaming. Today I'm going to be bringing you a League of Legends guide. More specifically, this is going to be a support guide for Soraka the Star Child. Now this is going to be a pretty basic guide, so we're going to take a quick look at Masteries, runes, and then an item build that I use for her. Also at the end I'm going to throw in some gameplay footage, that way you can get a little look at how she plays. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now first off, we're going to take a look at Soraka's abilities. Start with her passive, Salvation. Soraka's health and mana restoring abilities are 1% more powerful for each 2% health or mana the target is missing. So that pretty much just means that the lower the target is on health, Astral Blessing will heal more, and the lower the target is on mana, Infuse will give more mana. Next is her Q ability, Star Call. A shower of stars falls from the sky, striking all nearby enemies for magic damage and reducing their magic resist for a short duration. If Star Call hits an enemy champion, the cooldown on Astral Blessing is reduced. This is a pretty fun ability. You can pretty much spam it. It only has like a 2.5 second cooldown. I do get in trouble every once in a while with using it because it is so fun that I tend to be a little overzealous because you have to be pretty close to your target to hit them. Also, you want to be careful because as it does hit everyone around you, you don't want to take any last hits on minions. Next is her W ability, Astral Blessing. Soraka blesses a friendly unit, restoring health and increasing armor for a short time. Now this is a really good heal. The only downside is it has a 20-second cooldown, but it works in unison with Star Call, which every time you hit an enemy champion with Star Call, it reduces the cooldown of Astral Blessing. So when you're in fights, you're going to want to use Star Call as much as possible, that way you'll be able to put out more Astral Blessings. Next we have her E ability, Infuse. Restores mana to an ally, or deals damage to an enemy and silences them for a short duration. I mainly use this for its mana restoring ability, mainly because Soraka as support really can't put out a whole lot of damage, so I like to keep my ADC high on mana, that way they can use their abilities a little more freely. The silencing does, however, come in handy in certain situations. Just ignore the fact that it says it deals damage, it does very little damage. And then we have Soraka's ultimate, Wish. Soraka fills her allies with hope, instantly restoring health to herself and all friendly champions. This is great for clutch heals, fantastic for team fights. Also, this ability hits everywhere on the map, so you're all the way in the bottom lane, and you notice that your top lane is getting ganked, and they need just a little bit more to get out of harm's way. You can go ahead and use this, and it'll heal them up. Now for your max order, usually you're going to max out Astral Blessing first, and then Infuse second. If you are able to be very aggressive, and you want to be very aggressive, there are times when you will max out Star Call first, and then you'll max out Astral Blessing. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Masteries that I use for her. Now I do 21 defense. If you want to, you can use 21 utility if you want to go down that road. I find that Soraka is pretty squishy, so I like all the help that I can get. Start off by putting 2 points in block, a little bit of damage reduction, 2 points in enchanted armor for some armor and magic resistance, 1 point in unyielding for more damage reduction, 3 points in veteran scars for a little bit of health, 1 point in Juggernaut for more health, 1 point in Oppression to reduce damage from impaired opponents, 3 points in Hardiness for more armor, 3 points in Resistance for some more magic resistance, and then 1 point in Evasive for reduced area of effect damage, 1 point in Reinforced Armor to reduce damage taken from critical strikes, 1 point in Swiftness to reduce effectiveness of slows, 1 point in Legendary Guardian. Really I just put this in here because I needed to get to next tier, and this was the best option in my eyes. And then 1 point in Tenacious to reduce the duration of crowd control effects. Now you can, if you would rather put a point in Runic Blessing, you can trade that out for Oppression. Really I'd only do this if I was kind of worried about early game, which is kind of Soraka's weakness. Then I got 9 points in offense, got 4 points in sorcery for cooldown reduction, 3 points in mental force for some ability power, 1 point in exposed weakness, 1% more damage, not great, but I guess it helps your team out a little bit. And then 1 point in Arcane Mastery for a little bit more ability power. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look at the runes I have set up for her. For Quintessences, I got +1 gold per 10 seconds. And then for her seals, I got plus 0.25 gold per 10 seconds. Now I have 8 of these, just so I can make it an even 5 per 10 seconds. I got 1 armor, just cuz, I guess. And then for marks, I got plus 0.91 armor. And then glyphs, I got plus 0.16 scaling magic resist. Now I do these seals with the gold because since I did go into the defensive tree in Masteries, I'm not getting any help from the utility tree on the gold front. So this will just help you a little bit in being able to get some gold. So let's go ahead and take a look at the item build that I use for Soraka support. For your starting items, I go ahead and take Spell Thief's Edge for a little bit of mana regain and some gold, also a tiny bit of ability power. Then I pick up this one stealth ward, a health potion, and to begin with, a warding totem. And then for your first recall, I go ahead and take Boots of Speed and Tear of the Goddess for a little bit more mana regain and also some more just base mana. Also, you're going to go ahead and build it into Archangel's Staff eventually. Now next for your core items, the next item I would get would be Sightstone. I would wait on your Ruby Sightstone till later, but I would definitely pick up the Sightstone next. And then we have Frost Queen's Claim. Gets you a little bit more ability power, some mana regain, 10% cooldown reduction, some more gold per second. And then Mercury Treads, a little bit of magic resist. Now this can be switched out with Ion's Boots of Lidiocy if you need a little bit more cooldown reduction. Then we have Archangel's Staff, which will be upgraded from your Tear of the Goddess. And then Locket of Iron Solari for some health, magic resistance, and some more cooldown reduction. Also, it has a very nice active. Go ahead and put up a shield on you or an ally. And then also its aura, when you're around them, give them a little bit more magic resist, as well as health regain. Then for your situational items, obviously situational, so it depends on your part of the game. If you need to be a little bit more tanky, and you also need some magic resist, you can go ahead and go with Spirit's Visage. Gets you a little bit more health, health regain, some cooldown reduction. Also another option if you just need a little bit more magic resist, but you also want to keep building on your ability power, is your Abyssal Scepter. And then if you're really not needing magic resistance, you go ahead and pick up Relays or Relies, however you want to say that, Crystal Scepter. Give you some decent health along with some ability power. Also it has a nice passive, slowing your target. And if you need some armor, go ahead and get Randuin's Omen. Get you some health, some armor. It also has a pretty nice active. Go ahead and slow your opponent. And then as always, there's Frozen Heart. It's a good armor boost. Gives you some mana, some cooldown reduction if you still need it. Also it has a nice aura. Go ahead and slow down the attack speed of all nearby enemies. And then as before, you have your Boots of Lucidity over your Boots of Mercury Treads if you need those. Alright, so I got some gameplay footage laid out for y'all to watch. Hope you enjoy. Guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for this guide. If you enjoyed it, go ahead, like, subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel for more League of Legends guides. If not, have a good one.